Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now we get to figure out why this thing is making a wheel bearing noise and what's leaking from the intake side. I presume it's probably the oil separator slash crankcase vent valve slash PCV, which is all the same part, but we'll find out. However, I want to doubly confirm this right rear wheel bearing. Make sure it couldn't be tires or anything else that's making that chopped up noise. So, oh yeah, that sounds good. Oh, that's nice. Might be. This doesn't have, no, it doesn't have a parking brake built in. It is electronic brakes. We might need to retract those to get this off. We'll figure that out. Good part is we have like no access to those wheel bearing bolts. That's fantastic. Oof. Oof. That one's gonna be fun. Yes, the wheel bearing is terrible. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but when you spin it, you could hear the grindy. The grindy. But on the other, well, let's check this one too. I didn't hear anything on this side. No, I just hear the other side. That's all I heard when I was driving. It does have a busted right axle and a left front axle. Just the boots. I wouldn't be super concerned with changing those out immediately. Greetings, greetings. Hello and good morning, everybody. So as you can see here, we got this axle boot's broken. This axle boot's broken, and it's slung out all the grease. The inner joints are okay though. Yep, the inner joints are okay. So theoretically we could reboot them, but usually that's not worth the price and the labor and everything else, where you can just get a new axle. We'll find out. So let's make sure we write all that down on the ticket. Right rear wheel bearing. It is bad. Grinding. Replace wheel bearing. Front axle boots outer are torn. Seems to have lost most of its grease. Not an emergency, but should be replaced soon. All right, lower it down and start it up. See if we can't find out where this extra air is getting into the system. How are you guys this morning? I'm doing fine, doing fine. Didn't go to the gym though. Sad boys. Woke up a little late. I basically slept really hard. Might be because I went so hard at the gym yesterday. Or it could just be the fact that we have a lot of scout stuff to do, so. Last night was scouts, tonight's scouts. Also, cleaned off the driveway. I was doing a little work around the house yesterday too. Awesome. This is just a Matco MWL 700. Works pretty well. It's got a little scroll wheel for controlling how bright you want it. And it's not bad. I've been using it for probably close to a year now. I've dropped it several times. The worst thing that happens is pops the bottom off and the battery comes out. But the good part is that the battery is changeable. So you get 2 when you get the light. And so if you run out of battery, just swap it. And also good part is at some point, if this battery ever becomes useless, you should just be able to get a relatively generic battery, a 26650. And it should work. In fact, there's even on the battery, this is the other one, which is an 18650. I could actually use that in my vaporizer, but it comes in this little like adapter cartridge to make it bigger so it doesn't bounce around in there. But that just sits in the charger, and sometimes I accidentally let it die. Nice. Man, I'm gonna reach in her car with grease all over my hands. I gotta start it up, which means I gotta climb into it. Which means I gotta put my hands on things. Can't be doing that with filthy hands. It's that silly tire wet, or you know, that stuff you put on your tires that makes them look like they're just been washed and they're nice and wet. That stuff is so darn sticky. Also, if anybody didn't watch yesterday and you want to kind of scrub through anything we did, hopefully I edited yesterday's video to be adequate where it comes to trying to take out the dead air, if you will. Oh, I hate these. I hate the Qs because they interfere with the lift. Sounds like the battery could use a little help too, but we'll just make a note about that. I still got carb cleaner here, so that's good. Woo. Because I'm moving to YouTube. That's why. YouTube has infinitely more, well, it's got 100 times the viewer base. Ah, crap. Cancel. Went and opened up OBS, not VCDS. Alright. Get this stuff brought up on the screen. Adaptation. Long-term, short-term. It's not bad. Although I hear it. I think I hear a vacuum leak. Let's graph that. And then turn that on for you guys. Sounds like it's about to stall out. But I gotta make sure that the fuel trims are starting to kick off. There's the short-term fuel trims. I swear I hear something hissing, but I can't quite nail it down. You can use a lot of these mechanic stethoscopes if you have one, take the end off, so it's just an air hose, and you can use that to search around. Make that a little smaller. Makes it a little safer to stick your head near things. Thought I heard it before, but I can't find it. Something back there that's going to be a vacuum source. I mean, it's got a heck of a vacuum leak though, somewhere. This is carb cleaner, right? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's where I thought it was. Crankcase vent valve. Yep. We'll make a short out of this real quick. Because I can. It's got a lot of fuel in there. Yay. Now the question is, will I be able to make it do it? Jesus. The long-term fuel trim's at 43%. All right. Create short. On your mark, set, go. How am I gonna do this? Yeah, we'll just do it like this. It's 15 seconds short. Vacuum leak on a 2-liter Volkswagen or Audi engine. This is one of your most common spots. This little diaphragm right here. You can see what happens when I plug it up. I just put my finger over it and you can watch the numbers. Aw. It killed the... It makes it... This 15 seconds is really freaking short. Yeah. I guess you just make it 2-liter Audi Volkswagen motors, most common place to leak air. You have a air leak or a lean condition, check this part first right here. Good enough. It's not a diesel clatter. I'll upload that and I'll worry about the rest of that in a minute. But yeah, crankcase vent valve is going to be the major problem here. So we'll just confirm it yet again. I spray fuel into it. It's going to drive our trims. Should drive them down. Unless, of course, I manage to fix it by playing with it. There it goes. But yeah, it's either a torn diaphragm or something to that effect. I really want to study those more. I once upon a time found an exploded view that kind of explained it, but it wasn't super good. It's one of those where it comes to information that we have on cars, it's pretty lacking. We just know that it goes bad a lot. Will superglue work for a vacuum leak? I don't know if I would do that per se. All right, the first place we got to start with is that crankcase vent valve. And if you're curious, the part number is, I'll just read it to you. Get a flashlight so I can read it. The part number would be 06H103495. Yep, experience does pay off when you're diagnosing things, because you know common failures, and it can make all the difference when you're trying to figure out, like, where could this be coming from. That just knowing that oh well, this has a lot of this is often a leaking port, or this is often a leaking part, something like that. So part number 06H103, 06H06, not 60, 103, 495. I guess we could just make that a regular video. I'm still going to be doing some of the recording with my phone while we stream and do the work, because I don't want to have to make all the clips out of here, because it is kind of, it's okay, but I would rather like to be able to add a little bit of editing flair, if you will. Make them a little nicer. That's a good question. I don't know. It depends on how they're set up. Usually you have to have it running to get it to get a signal on the injectors. Goodness, you guys are all about chatting today. You guys have got chat on fire. And I'm sorry, because I've been just trying to diagnose this and make as good a content as I can. But I very much appreciate your presence here. Nice. Cool. I think it's a good place to start. I've got a little list. So we got check engine light, we got the codes, which are like leak and air intake system, fuel pressure too low during cold start. That one, the fuel pressure too low and the fuel pressure sensor G247 malfunction. Not too pleased with, but it is intermittent, and it means I'm not going to find it failing right now. So it's one of those things you probably just put on the back burner, like if you run into an issue for in the future, we may have to do this. Otherwise, if you wanted to try and fix it now, we could put in a fuel pressure sensor, and maybe we'll get a successful repair and just kind of guess at it. It'd be an educated guess, but it'd still be like, maybe that's the problem. The right rear wheel bearing is grinding, the front axle boots are torn, the crankcase vent valve is broken. What is the mileage on this car? 149,712. 149,712. Fancy frickin' tastic. Fancy oh, irritator. Yes. I just thought of a new feature that YouTube should preferably allow. You know what would be great? I should probably suggest this. Would be a way to omit part of the stream from the VOD on the front end. Like, all right, I'll be right back. So pause the VOD recording, but still keep the stream going. So that way you can front end cut that stuff out. That would be nice. That would be nice. Awesome. Let me go up front and tell them what I have found about this, and I will be right back. We'll probably be pulling this out and pulling in an S5 to diagnose where all that coolant's going. So give me a couple minutes. If you're watching on the pod, just fast forward. Here. All right, let me pull this out, and don't want to add to my wall of shame. So once upon a time ago, we used to have a wall of shame where we put all of these things that I left off of cars on accident. Like we'd pull out the car and customer would come pick it up, and I'd be like, oh look, there's an engine cover sitting here. Well, poop. I'll put it on the wall. When they come back, I'll put it back on. Most of the time they never noticed nor cared. So I had like 10 covers sitting on the wall, and we're like, you know what, it's been about 5 years since we added to this. I think we can get rid of them. It has no bearing on the functionality of the car, so it's kind of silly. But yeah, I still was like, oh, I'm so forgetful. But now, thanks to stream, you guys can tell me, you forgot that! And you can tell me how wrong I am about everything. Oh, let me grab the S4 keys, or S5, sorry, not S4. Hello. Oh, parking brake went on because I opened the door. A little bit of safety feature there. I'm not too mad at that. It's irritating, like the parking brake coming on whenever you open the door with the car running, but I guess it's better than you accidentally falling out of the car and then the car rolling over you. So, what we have here is a 6-speed manual. Oh. And it's losing all of its coolant real quick. Seems like it's probably a 3-liter supercharged, I bet. Yeah. Turn off the car. Set the parking brake. There. do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, that was hard to pull. Bop, 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 bop. I believe they could avoid looking at the gas lab. Ooh, this is a 4.2. I was not expecting this one. I have not worked on many of these. And you want to talk about cramped. Cramped. You want to talk about cramped. Yeah, he still works here. It's right there. Cramped. Cramped. I do miss the days when there was room in engine compartments and you could actually access things. I know it was a yesteryear ago and it's been quite some time, but still doesn't make me not miss them, or makes me miss them. All right, so right off the bat, I don't see anything coming out of the valley, which the valley is under the intake, and there are some coolant lines that run at least on the 3 liters. I'm not sure about the 4.2s. Haven't worked on any of these. I get a lot of 2 liters, 2.5s, and maybe 3 liters. Or yeah, 3 liters are infrequent, but I have done some decent work to them, pulled off superchargers, you know, done that kind of stuff. 4.2s, I think I've done like a water pump. They're just, I don't have a lot of experience with them. So I don't know the common spots that they're going to be leaking at, or anything of that nature. So we're going to roll with it like we have no idea. ASMR arm setting. I'm pretty sure this is a 4.2. Yep, 4.2. And to confirm that, something I would highly encourage you all to do is wipe off your stickers every once in a while. What's up? Battery vent?
They asked, I guess they'd replace the battery, but said that it wasn't vented, and like, does it need to be, or?
No.
No?
It's under the hood. It's not under the seat or anything like that.
So it's fine.
It's not going to have a problem.
Okay.
There's a little hose that hooks to the battery, and you can either hook it up and it'll do that and go down through a hose, which is often broken, or you can just leave it like it is. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, preferably you want to do that, but where is S5? How did it get S5 out of Sienna? All right. I'm updating the overlay and that massive coolant leak. Hold on, gotta blow my nose. 1 second. All right. This This isn't air suspension, is it? Nope. Good old coil springs. So you don't have to worry about any, like, suspension. If you got air ride, you want to set it in a jack mode before you jack it or pick it up off the ground. I don't think there's really an issue if you don't, but I like to play it safe. Oh my God, it's steaming everywhere. All right. What do we got? We got screws, no torques. Missing several of them. We have a total of 1, 2, 3. We have 3 screws out of like the 9 that are supposed to be there. Off to a good start. Got this one, and it's dripping on me because it has to. This one. Oh. I guess they're not held in there with their little rubbers. Oh, Lord. Goodness. Awesome. Looking good. You see any damage in the front? No? This is going to be interesting. I'm going to try and show you guys what I'm looking at while it's not getting covered in water or whatever is dripping. I assume coolant. Yeah. Is this the one I did a pulley on? We're dripping from up here. You got that liquid. This thing's covered in oil. Holy crap. Valve cover gaskets, I bet you're leaking pretty bad. I see some residue of coolant up there. Is there a 10 millimeter at the bottom of that? I can't even see it. There's a bolt down there. Yeah, it looks like a 10 mil. I think this is the one we did the, this one was a darn nightmare to put this water pump on. I can't tell though. I'm gonna have to get a mirror and stick it up there. What the hell? Sorry, just like something rubbed against my head and it didn't seem to be attached to the car. This thing's a mess. Jesus. I guess we're gonna have to put it under pressure and find out where it's puking out of here. Or at least pour some water into it, see where it's coming from. I would guess the radiator, but I can't see that well to see that. Can't really use the camera either because the camera's too thick. This camera, this GoPro is too thick to fit in the radiator area. I'm covered. All right, let me get a mirror and see what I can see with a mirror, since I can't use the camera. Where was that looking? Right here. Maybe. Keeps dripping on me from there. Let's go look at the top and that side. Now that we have an idea that it seems to be mostly on the front. I mean, I see oil everywhere from the valve cover gaskets, but that seems to be everywhere else on the engine. Why, my good sir, what could be contributing to your coolant leak? Well, it could be the oil everywhere that's softening up all the plastic and making the rubber hoses more soft too. And eventually, once they are soaked enough, they will just break. But that's impossible. No, it's really exactly how that works. There's so not any room in here. Awesome. Off to a good start. Oh, good. Good, good, good. That's supposed to come off with the cap. This part here is supposed to come off with the cap, and it did not. So, we're off to a banger. Oh, there. It's supposed to look like that. First, let's see if it's... It smells like coolant, I guess. At least it doesn't smell like tea. Looks like he's been mixing it with some other stuff. He hasn't been putting in just good old-fashioned G13 or G12. He's been putting in some universal coolant, probably. Let's get some... Oh, my... Well... Apparently that was holding suction on the whole thing. I guess it'll be a little easier to diagnose now. The vacuum was holding the coolant in, which I guess that means the rest of the system's sealed. But I need a bucket. All right, but where is that coming from? At this point I have to say radiator, but again, we're gonna confirm it. But it sure looks like we have a bit of a problem. Gravy train. Trying not to get hosed. Good golly. I can't see it. I can't see anything, honestly. I might have to put it under pressure, and I bet you I know where it's coming from. I bet you the fan shroud has rubbed a hole in the radiator. Let me get a screwdriver here, and we're gonna kind of pick at the fan shroud. And what I mean by that is I'm going to pull back on the fan shroud and watch this flow increase. So if I can get like right there. Maybe not there, maybe right here. I can't see. Little vents here. Once I find it, promises I'll let you know. Although I'm just going to be covered in oil today. I guess we're just going to have to accept that. Well, I'm going to have a wet t-shirt contest if I do that. It is a river. I can't. Hey there, bud. Calm down. I know you're just dragonfly doing dragonfly things, but go to the top and try and put it under pressure. Maybe it'll make it like actually spew, and it'll help us locate the source. But this thing is just hemorrhaging. I can't think of anything else up front there that is not the radiator that could be doing this. Does that make sense? Because that's a lot of the times you have to take that into account. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Would be there was a car that had a coolant leak, and it's like there's only one hose that goes back there, and it goes to this one thing. It has to be that. There's nothing else back here. There's nothing else coolant related back this way. So it can't be anything else. You have to use some logical deduction and stuff like that to make some judgment calls. Like radiator, maybe the hose connections, something like that, but it has to be something on the radiator side, judging from where it's leaking. Here's our pressure tester adapter. It'll let me pressurize this. Oh, I'm getting sprayed in the leg. There it is. Wow. Right there. Probably took a rock. Can you see it? I didn't realize that was the radiator. I was thinking that was the intercooler. Oh, slippery. Yeah, bud. That is the bottom of the radiator, and it's got a hole in it. What's over here? That's just a leaf. Hopefully I'll keep it sealed. Yeah, I want to record that too. I wouldn't want this repair bill either. About to rub my nose with nasty hands. All right, video. Yep. So here we have an Audi 2009 Audi S5 4.2 liter. It's got a coolant leak. It's pouring all over my floor. It's coming from in here. Now you can't really tell where it's coming from, but it is coming from the radiator right about there, and I'll prove it to you in just a second. Let me go ahead and pressurize the cooling system. Nice little stream of water coming from a couple places, so we have to start with a radiator. So I'll let you, if we do a radiator, we'll make sure to make a video out of that on how to do it. But yeah, that was a pretty simple diagnosis once we figured out where it was. And if you would like to watch, I stream on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I might edit that off, I don't know. I'm so bad at making pre-made content. I gotta get better at it. So what probably happens is when it's not under pressure, it's under a vacuum, and that keeps the leak from being too terrible. So we might end up doing this similar to Twitch in the sense that I'll keep making videos, repair videos and stuff using the my phone and stuff to get like much easier to edit clips where I can, you know, take this clip, take that clip, take that clip, trim off the fat, and then stick them all together and make a nice video. But then I still absolutely love having the whole VOD there that I can refer to or use, etc. whenever I need. And also, the good part about that is, on the YouTubes here, as long as I keep them under 6 hours, if say something happens and it's really good content, I just didn't catch it I didn't use my phone or something, the YouTube stream is much more forgiving where it comes to me going back and creating clips or highlights and things like that out of the content, so I could export it to a new video and blah 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 blah. You get my point. I use Adobe Premiere. I just used the for yesterday's VOD. I just used the Twitch YouTube editor. I just trimmed out, like, I just scrubbed through it to look for, like, here's whole minutes that I wasn't here, here's whole minutes that I wasn't here, and like cut. I cut out about 8 different chunks. I like cut out all lunch, just so that way you're not sitting there with me at lunch. If you want that stuff, you gotta be here. It doesn't really require that much horsepower either, where it comes to it. Most requires patience. Radiator is leaking badly. There's a hole in the front of the radiator from a rock or some debris. Replace radiator. Oh my God, I can't spell. There we go. Replace radiator. Save. Mileage. The mileage is 175, 253. A lot of miles for this thing. 175, 253. And if you guys would be so kind as to hit the bell icon, the blah blah blah, all the things that help me aggregate. So you guys know what to do, and you're always too kind and too generous with that. So I appreciate that. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my puff puff. Ooh, sorry. Hopefully we can get the attention of some of the bigger car YouTubers. All right, let me go up front and tell them what's up with this thing. All right. This right now. I can't get the ignition switch to turn back. Off to a great start. So on this car, we got no dipstick. Turn the key over and it goes clunk, and you can watch all the lights on the dash be like it's drawing a lot of power. So that is a problem, and we are going to figure out what the heck, man. So I want to get to the crank pulley, and I got to do that by picking it up and getting to it like that. However, I'd really like to try and get the ignition turned off, which is proving to be more and more difficult. I could take it apart and dislodge all the guts like I did my ignition switch. So I'm not gonna lie, I get kind of aggressive with this to try and make it turn back because it is quite stuck. Apparently we're not going to get it to turn back, and I'm just going to have to leave the key on. Because we almost didn't get the key out yesterday, but I managed to get it to turn back. This time I think it might be the last time. I can try and start it, but Volkswagens you can only start once, and then you have to turn the key all the way back off and then turn it back on to get it to start again. So, oh well, we're off to a good start. There's the guts of it, basically. So what's happening is you have, I don't think I have any extra ones laying around that I didn't throw away, unfortunately, because it would be very nice if I'd done that. I don't like how this thing smells smoky when I'm charging batteries in it. I don't think I have any laying around. I wish I did. I'm going to save the next one that I have to use as an example. Because it is good. I have a video on it here on YouTube if you're curious, but I need to make a slightly better one. Basically, you have where the key goes in. So this is the key cylinder where you put the key in and all the different like little, it makes the wafers move so that way you can actually turn the key. So that's one part. Then you have basically the linkage in the steering wheel lock. So when you take the key out, the little steering wheel lock comes up and locks the steering wheel. And then on the end, you have an electronic ignition switch, which it's just got like a screwdriver in it, and it turns as you turn the key. So somewhere in that assembly that's in the middle, parts of it break and they start getting jammed in there. And so the only way to fix it, take it apart and gut it basically. I learned the other day how to gut those ignition switches. It does involve a little bit of drilling or cutting to take off the last piece. But once I did that and I got that little spring piece out, you could basically take out the shaft and all the stuff, and there were little chunks of parts that had broken off. And so it's not the ignition switch, it's not the tumbler latch lock, which I can get out pretty easily. It is it's the linkage and stuff in the middle that's for the steering wheel lock that breaks. On these Volkswagens, any other car, I don't know, could be different. But on these Volkswagens, when these get stuck, it's something in that switch assembly that goes bad. And I'm not sure what all the parts are in there. I just know that when I took mine apart, because mine was having that problem, it got stuck not turning on. And so I couldn't start my car. So I gutted it and took it apart. I took out anything, I took out the steering wheel lock, I took out anything that wasn't pretty much just straight from the key to the ignition switch to turn it. I took out all the safety, or not safety, but like anti-theft crap, because it's not really any point. Like I said yesterday, or the day that I was making that video, is like, if you really want to steal that car, you being able to turn the ignition switch isn't going to stop you or help you in any way. Thank you, IPA. You are too kind. That seems good. Oh my. That didn't look like. What do you think this here is there, Noah? What do you think that is? You can finish there. That looks like a piston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like maybe a part of a piston.
Now, is there any other metal that came out?
This came out. Let's have a looker.
Did it blow a hole in the block?
Did it blow a hole in the block?
Good question.
Yeah, we got ventilation right here, boys. The block's been ventilated. Look at that size of that hole. Holy.
No wonder it's locked.
There's some more of it. There's some more of the block. I don't think she did too well. Yeah, look right there. I mean, you can see the wrist pin.
Yeah.
That is a big hole. I see the wrist pin. Where the hell? Oh, the crank, the piston sideways. Yeah, that was a chunk of piston. Ooh, oof, oof, oof. She is deader than a doornail. All right, that's gonna be. This is gonna be the finality of that video that I did with Noah, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit closer with the phone. There's a big old ripperoni. That's the damn truth. Is damn considered a swear word? I hope not, because if it is, I'm screwed. So, in short, what I'm going to try and do is, where it comes to YouTube and stuff, I'm going to try and come out with one random repair video a day. One. Try to. If it was one every 2 days or one every 3, I'm not going to be super upset. But I'm also going to try and do at least one short every day, like a short video about, like, this is going to be a good one. My car doesn't crank over. What could be the problem? I don't know. You ventilated it. So, this is the car that I don't have, oh, there it is. Oh, I can't do that with, I can't, that's why I can't do that. Interesting. So here is the car that Noah just tried to start out in the parking lot. And if you can't see, which I can't see either, the block has been vented. It has got a giant hole in the block. You can see the wrist pin right there. It's all blurry. Focus. Focus, you jerk. Let's see, can I zoom in on that? Yeah, focus on that. That's the wrist pin. There's the piston, or part of the rod. You can see where it's cracked the block. Here's some other parts. I think this is part of the piston, because it looks like a piston. And here's part of the block. And then this, like, probably a plastic cover there, but yeah, it's, she's done. She's done there. I can't believe there's not a hole on this side, too. That thing came apart. So, I figured you guys would enjoy that. I know I'm a little zoomed in. Let me fix that zoom. But yeah, it's got a big old hole in it. Exciting, isn't it lovely? Do tune in. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. All right, now we do the short. Which the short. Did I just upload a short? I think I just uploaded a short. We'll just record it again. Customer complains the car won't start. It might be because there's a giant hole in the block. So, little bit of ventilation. Got a little chunk of probably piston, chunk of block. Not good. I think it's like a 2013 Volkswagen 2-liter TDI. How they managed to make this come apart, I am not sure, but it came apart. There. We got content. Yay. I need to get another bore scope again, USB bore scope. See if my old one works any better, because I know our new one sucks. Or our new one broke already. Does this one work still? Will this let us see in there? Ah! Bye, mouse. Oh, bye, battery. Wherever the cover went to. Where's the cover? Well, works without the cover. Let's go for bore scope. Scope. Wrong scope. That's pico scope. I got the bore scope here. Yeah, I got the bore scope here. Well, let's see if this looks worth a crap. I don't think it's going to be. I think this is our super zoomed in one. Yeah, that one's not worth a crap. All right, so that one's no good. I wish I knew how to fix this crap. Actually, I think this is the newer one. I'm knocking stuff everywhere. Oh my God. If you guys have any links to any reasonably robust bore scopes, I'm $50 or less is preferably what I'm looking at, even though right now I can't afford $50, but at least we'll have it for the future. It's pretty tight this month thanks to I mean, I hate to put it like this, but just to the lack of subs and stuff on Twitch. It's not my favorite way of putting that, and I don't like to complain. But it was pretty harsh hit this month with the extra money that I usually have, not having it this month. Let's try this again without knocking off our stuff. Sounds a little better. It should at least, I know it's got like, it's like the camera's off, but it should let you see in there a little better. Not really. That is the wrist pin. Yeah, that's pretty crappy. Do I have it turned all the way up? Yes, I do. Even with the cover off, it's still not straight. That's the crankshaft. Yeah, we're looking into the damn car. Thank you, IPA. You are too kind. Because these were both like 12 bucks or something. And the problem is they work great, and then you do one wrong thing with them once, like it drops or you catch it on the edge or something, and then it's just screwed from there. Like, I don't know what happened to the other one, why it's all fuzzy. And I can't take it apart to find out, which is pretty frustrating. But it's like it won't focus, and I can't change the focus. So yeah, we got a ventilated block here. This should be a 19. Let's see if I can get it to turn at all. Nope. Can we get it to go backwards? Oh yeah. All right. You can do that too. I mean, she's dead. There's no two ways about this. I can also check your colon for a small fee. All right, she's properly ventilated. Do I even put the under tray back on? I guess. I just wish I could see in there better, because it's like, it's fascinating. Unfortunately, it's got to be behind all this crap. I wonder if I can move that wrist pin. No, that fell in. Damn it. Oh my God. This whole thing's just falling apart. Yep. destroyed itself. Like, holy crap, man. No. We'll get the sub thing going. And I know some people just resubbed on Twitch, so I don't know what that is, but it came out from inside, and that's more. It's probably a hole about that big. Awesome. Yeah. She's a gunner. But no, I don't want to make people feel bad for not spending money on the stream. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That is definitely an option. If you have a Twitch Prime and you want to support me in this stream here, you can Prime sub to me on Twitch, and I make money from that, and it costs you nothing. So if you're doing that, then by God, keep doing that. Just let me know. In fact, I still have the alerts on Twitch, so if you do that, it'll play. So like if you resubbed on Twitch right now, it would play on this stream. So that is a way you can support the stream without having to spend any money on YouTube. You can't see stream while you chat? Yeah, we can see you, Stone Man. You have to mod it. Don't worry, Martha Ann. Don't ever apologize for not having or not giving me free stuff. How's that? Don't apologize for not. This is free content. If that's how you can consume it because, you know, that's the way you want to consume it, then by God, your eyeballs here is just as helpful. Because the more viewers I have, the more people will, oh, here it is. That's why I can't find it, because it's over here and I thought it was a part of this. Found the bottom of my mouse. So yeah, chatting, hanging out, all wildly well worth it. There. People keep talking about things and just can't, they just can't wait. It's kind of one of the other, I guess, frustrations, if you will. Like, look, there's no easy solution. There's no answer to this question right this moment. You're just going to have to bear with us. And there are going to be people that are going to agree and people that are going to disagree. And we all have to live in the same society. So, last I'll say about that is, I just don't think people should be forced to do anything. There we go. End of story. We're not going to start the what-ifs conversations. We're not going to start that. We're just going to leave it at that. Excellent. Have a good day. So, this rear wheel. Sorry, I'm pulling my toolbox over here. The crankcase vent valve is real easy to change, comparatively speaking. We're going to see what we can get done on this thing. Maybe I can sneak it out of there. I know this is electromechanical parking brake, but it does have a little bit of play, and I don't think the parking brake's not set, so we can get just a little push on it to help it loosen up. And then they want you to unplug it, which we'll do. Then we'll move the connector out from under here. Ow. And then unplug this. Unplug those two and tuck them around there. This is the brake. Caliper bracket. Let me get the tripod and get you guys as close as I can. Because we're back to making good videos. So I'm trying to get you tucked in here somewhere where you can see what's going on instead of just having this back perspective. That's no fun. We don't want to watch from back there. We want to get up in our face. I don't know how much this backlight's going to be doing though, because it's so bright outside. So it's about as close as I can get you without you being in the way. So we're going to need 13s. Now we can get a little stubby 13 and our little stubby wrench here because we got to hold this inner bolt. So let me know if you have any questions about what I'm doing. Please feel free to ask. I will try to explain it while I'm going along, but I might just get sidetracked and talk about something else. But all right, 2 caliper bolts. There's that. Question is, where can I put this? I'd like to hang it somewhere that's out of my way so I have free access to all this stuff, because we might be able to get to those hub or those wheel bearing bolts through this access, maybe. And I don't want to put a lot of stress on this. Honestly, seems like that'll stay pretty well. Just kind of tucked in there. So we got to get this bracket off, which is going to be these 2 bolts, probably 16s, are pretty typical for this. Nope, I'm wildly off. I haven't the foggiest idea. In your flathead 1937 Chrysler. What are you, nuts? Think I know anything about that? We're gonna need a longer bar, because those things are hella tight. How much would a new Sienna cost? I have no idea. I'm sorry, you're not asking me questions that I can answer. You jerks. All right, there are those 2. We're going to take off this, the rotor, T30. African or European? European swallow is, of course, the answer to that question. Man, you are good and stuck. Because we're going to be reusing that rotor, you want to hit the hat, which isn't really great, but not really many other ways to get it loose. And there we go. We have the hub exposed. Now we just got to get the bolts. So we got to take this nut out, or this bolt, which is like a 17 or a 19, one of the two. Either way, I got them. Either way, it looks like, yeah, it's a 19. Then we're going to put our gun in full reverse mode, which is, on these Matco guns, it's something I learned from the dude. This is full bore, but if you're going full reverse, turn it all the way this way, you get an extra little oomph. Yeah. Sweet. She did it. So now what we can do is we can hopefully take this, get that to back off a little bit. It gives us a little extra access back there. So we got a T, not a T, triple squares. Ooh, look at that. I'm so good at this sometimes. Found the right size. It is a triple square 12. It's these bottom two that are going to be impossible. I don't know if I got anything strong enough to take that loose, because I know this 1/4 inch isn't going to do it, but that's about how much room we got under there. Is about this much room. All right, I can get the 1/4 inch socket on it. Those are going to be the hardest two. Yeah. How can I do that? We're going to pick it up so we can try and do it a little easier without having to get down on our knees. Because the top ones I think are going to be pretty accessible. It's the bottom ones that are going to be impossible with that lower control arm there. So to show you what I'm looking at, this is in the way. The bolts are right here and here. I don't know if you can even see them. There you go. You can see them there. They got a tiny bit of space, but I cannot get to them. And this is why they want you to take the spring loose, which I wonder how much pressure it has on it at the moment. It seems like a bit. But that's also part of the knuckle. And this is the bolt that goes through there, that whole thing, and then it attaches to this. So we're gonna, I guess, go with this perspective for the moment and see what I can get under here. Let's not try a wobble, let's try an actual swivel. Keep getting dust in my eye, which is really unusual. Like, I've gotten plenty of dirt in my eye, but this thing feels like it's extra dusty. The top two are real easy. The bottom two are damned impossible. It's not a longer lever that's necessary, it's more of getting on the actual bolt. I can't get on there straight. I need something different. I need something different. This is as far in as it's gonna go. I wonder if we could take out that axle. If we could take this off. We can get, do I have a Torx 12 long one? Or a triple square. It's like I need a triple square that's that is a ball socket basically. Or I need basically a right angle triple square. And it's like, well, you could probably just air hammer out of there. I probably could bust it loose with the air hammer, but the problem would come then is when I go to put a new one in, I'm never going to be able to get it back in. I wish that they had made these sockets to where you could put a socket around them or a wrench around them. Like if I could get this and grab onto the outside of this, I could probably get it loose. Because I can barely fit this thing in there, but I can get it in there. So like this. Like, see, I got that in there as far as I can tell. Now let's see if we can get maybe a little bite of the extension on it. Hey, Dave. I think I got it loose. Yeah, I did. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. This one's gonna be even worse. Because this one's right over that damn control arm. Get anything on that one. Not a bit. Not a bit. Son of a monkey. Son of a chunky monkey. There's got to be a way to do this without taking that stupid crap off. I just haven't figured it out yet. Why can't I just move that one bar? Because the spring is sitting on this, and so is this. If we remove this though, this bolt, I wonder if I could just slide it back a little bit and get that kink down some with the bolt. Oh, excuse me. All that's supposed to be replaced. The tube, the bolt, the nut, every last bit of it's supposed to be replaced. It looks like that tube comes out. Like theoretically, if I put a tripod here to make sure that the spring or the shock doesn't come apart, and then I take out that bolt, this tube should drop out. And God, this is so stressful. This is the part I hate, because there's so many questions and so little answers. It's very stressful. And thank you. What's up, Violet Mango? How are you? Oh crap, I have forgotten to do that. Root Beer's making stupid jokes. The Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe. Lol, 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 lol. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Trying to get it loose with the 1/4 inch isn't an option. That's far too much strength it needs, so. I still gotta see if I can find a long 12. Maybe it'll bite enough of it to break it loose. Because I have a long triple square 10 or 8, a 10, but I don't have a 12. Wait, what's this? This is a 12. Can this get in there? Too much of an angle. I risk screwing it up. Well, screwballs. Wonder if I loaded the suspension. Made the control arm come down some. Like took a tripod and literally jacked up on it. Would I be able to get at the right angle? Because it seems like if I could come in straight, give it a shot. Worst thing it does is not work. I guess the worst thing we do is tip the car off the lift. But we will clearly stop before that part becomes a problem. Where is the tripod? Seen the big red tripod Yeah, never mind, I found it. Never mind. Ooh, my poor toolbox. Just got beaten to smithereens. Need to go up just a little bit more. I think I can go up a little bit more. Nope, that's as high as it goes. All right. Guess I'll have to grab you somewhere else. It's actually not that hard to compress. Let's see if this will give us a little straighter shot on it. Come on, baby. The swivel and go back to the wobble. Oh, you're so close. You're so close to coming off. Ah, nuts. Get the socket in there and then we'll get the... I mean, like, it's so close. I mean, this is literally making my butt pucker. We haven't even lifted it off the pad yet, so, like, the car-wise. Because we are going to get this thing off without taking this frickin' crossbar loose, one way or the other. One way or another. Like, I got it to bite some, but I think what I did was I screwed it a little bit and I kind of, there we go. Got the socket deep in there. I was not getting a good bite because when I tried to turn it before, I kind of chewed it up a little bit, and so the socket didn't want to fit in there right. So now, break loose, you jerk. This thing's gonna be a nightmare to torque. I think I need a slightly longer extension to get more swing on it. No, it came out. But I think we got it to turn a little bit. I just don't have any swing, honestly. All right, that's getting in the socket. My level of laziness knows no bounds. Uh-oh. Well, that's not fun. Ah, got it. Because then we can use this to screw it out the rest of the way. There's the other bolt. I can't see it. Hell yeah. Again, though, torquing them is going to be a nightmare. One. Sure doesn't want to come out by fingers. Oh, come on. I mean, this is working, this little method here. Because the stupid part is it's so loose that it won't turn very much. I need some smaller pliers. Maybe some good old-fashioned vice grips. Yes, I know. If I had spent the time and taken apart all this stuff, I could have had it out by now. But then there's also a bunch of torque to yield parts that I don't have. So this is how we're getting around that. getting it. Slowly but surely. Well, it's more of a lack of supplies. If I could do this and I had all the, and I could take all this stuff apart and not worry about torque yield or taking things apart, etc., and that I don't have parts to put it back together, I would just take it all the way apart. Like, be serious. Also, I don't know why I didn't take this off. That would probably make life a little easier in general. The backing plate is what I'm talking about. There's two. Now, here's the thing that I said uh-oh about. It's like it got kinked. Oh, thank God. Woo! We'll just jack it back up when it's time to jack it back up. We might get a different tripod or something we can grab it under here with. Yeah, it was tilting. The tripod was tilting. It could be dangerous if you worked on it yourself. That's why we need to take it to an authorized repair dealer so they have all the tools and equipment to do the job. Or you could not be douchebags when you design it and make it impossible to work on. I don't know. Little column A, little column B. Nah, it wasn't almost bad. It was just fine. It was just fine. This makes life a little easier to see everything. At least they got that going for them, which is nice. All right, now I'll let it down so we can get to the top bolts, because those are the easier of the two, relatively speaking. Too big. Too big. You want to take a car apart? Special tool! You want to take car apart? Special tool! Oh, I see you want to take the car apart, yeah? There we go. All right, top two are loose. I'm gonna take out this wheel speed sensor just because it seems like a good idea. Don't know why. I just have an inkling of a feeling that it might be necessary. And once we get the wheel bearing out, we'll go ahead and eat lunch. Wow, it actually came right out. Amazing. You don't need to look at my fat belly. Oh my God. My youngest son yesterday, killing me. Literally. He walks up to me and is like, bum 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 bum, starts hitting on my stomach. And so I was like, you know, clenching, tightening it so he could sit there and do that. I was like, you think I'm fat, bud? He goes, yep. And continues to drum. I'm like, thanks, son. I appreciate you. You're also the size of a twig, so shut up. What? Like, that really just happened? Did it really just push it out? I was expecting to have to air hammer this thing. Wow. Final confirmation? Oh yeah, she's bad. She is a baddie. Hell yeah, bro. Awesome. That, we got it out. Torquing those bottom two are going to be the hardest thing of this whole job. The bottom one here, not so bad. The bottom one over here, we're going to have to do the axle thing. But hey, it seems like we're going to be able to make a cool video about it. It's stressful as hell. A bit unnerving. Yep. Oh, we can take these out. All right, let me get a little brush. I'm gonna clean up the hole a little bit real quick, and then we'll stop and eat lunch. And we'll cut the video. And what I mean by cut the video is I need to stop this VOD and then start it up again. Because I can only edit 6-hour length VODs. And if I don't do that now, then I'll never be able to edit this one. Excellent. Did you miss something? You missed me getting the hub out. We got her out, boys. She ain't doing too good. Pretty noisy. Unless you didn't miss that, then you didn't miss anything. All right, let me tidy up my junk here because I got a cart full of junk. Not junk, tools. Just, it's not what I want on my cart right now. Awesome. Awesome possum cherry blossom. I am super pleased that I got that out without having to take anything else apart. My laziness knows no bounds. I will share this with the automotive community. Oh yeah, I edit all my own videos. I mean, I'm saying I need to be able to edit the video on YouTube so I can trim it down. The only thing I need to know, can I download my entire VOD in 1080p? Because I downloaded, because then I can throw it into my editor and pull out this particular thing and then upload it as its own video. As a clip. About the only other option I have at this point is just saving a cache version of this and then just bringing that home on a flash drive every day, which might be worth it. I could do that. That might be easier. That actually probably would be a lot easier. Because then I could just start doing hit record. Yeah, that's, I'm dumb. Why didn't I think of that crap in the first place? I got so many flash drives here at this point too. The only problem would be is if I forgot it. I want to make fancier videos. I just don't know how to do that with this content, is the short answer. Well, I just need to set up my OBS to recording output file H.264, video bitrate, yeah, raw H.264. I don't want to rescale the output. Generate file names. Output to file. Yeah. No, but that's what I'm just saying right now, is I can just record to my damn hard drive. And then, like when I want to do this, it'd probably make it a lot easier than keeping the whole VOD. And then I can just flash drive it. How much space that thing got on it? 95 gigs. Yeah, that's plenty of space. I don't want to save it as an MKV. Woo! Almost dropped the knife.